Hello and welcome to the Fixit Shed. If you enjoy saving money by doing things yourself, you're going to want to subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss anything. So I need to hang a door in this doorway here. This used to be a front porch on the house, and it's a small room. It's only 13 feet by 5.5. And my son wants to use it for starting seeds for his garden. But we need to keep Sammy out. We don't want him to be knocking them over or digging them up or eating them or using them for a litter pan. So now I don't want to use a solid door here because our heating system is hot air, so I don't want to affect the air circulation. I also don't want to use a door that is the full 36 inches wide, because when you open it there's a doorway here and a doorway here, and when you open that door it would obstruct one of the other doorways. So I decided to get a Bifold Louver door. I did look around on Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist to see if I could find any used doors, but I didn't really find anything that was suitable. I did go to the Lowe's website, and all of their reasonably priced doors had very poor reviews. They were mostly citing low quality hardware, poor finish, or louvers that were loose, warped, or falling out. I then went to the Home Depot website and I checked their low-end bifold doors, and they seem to have better reviews. So I went with this Veranda brand bifold door. They're not a sponsor, just happened to be the best deal that I could find. This door is unfinished, but I may decide to paint or stain or urethane it later, but for now I just want to get it hung. So let's see what we need. So the directions say that you just need a drill with a 3/16 inch bit, a tape measure, and a Phillips screwdriver. I suspect that I'm going to have to trim this to fit the doorway, so I'm going to need tools for that as well. Yes, this is for you. One of the hardware trays. And there's the parts list. Alright, I went through the parts list to make sure that I got all the hardware that I was supposed to, but I found another problem. So I knew the door was going to be too big and that I was going to have to trim it down to make it fit, but I'm going to have to trim more than I would like to, and as you can see the metal bracket didn't even fit, so I'd have to figure that out. Plus the side rails on these doors are pretty thin, and I was expecting there to be a little bit more wood there that I could trim down. So we're going to have to come up with a different plan. So if I can't make the door smaller, it means I have to make the opening bigger. I'm going to remove the molding here, and I'm going to build another frame in front of this one that the door fits into. So I've added a door frame made of 2x3s outside of the original door frame. It's now 36 inches wide by 80 and 11/16 inches high, so that's exactly what the measurements for the door need to be. It's pretty rough. It's just some 2x3 lumber that I had left over from some pallets that I had, but it's all going to get covered later, or removed when we no longer need the door. Now let's get down to hanging the door. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to mark the center of the new door jamb for the track to go. And as you can see, there's a pencil mark for the center there, and a pencil mark for the center over there. Okay, so we want to insert the track guide into the track before we mount it. We're going to use the 3 flat top screws to mount the track to the top of the door frame. Now we want to loosen the screw in the sliding hinge bracket so that that moves. Ideally, you'd like to mount the bottom bracket in the center of the jamb so that it matches up with the track on the top. But this is actually where I need to mount it, and as you can see the board has a little bit of a twist to it. This is in the way, so we're just going to kind of do the best that we can, get it as close as we can. Okay, so I put the bottom bracket in. I didn't put the bottom screw in because this might be a temporary situation, so I didn't want to drill a hole on the floor. Okay. Next, we want to put the pin in the bottom of the door, but it's the directions say first you want to screw the pin all the way in. Alright, now I've got that screwed all the way in, and then I want to put it on this side. And they said to tap it in with a hammer, but I was able to just push that in, so I didn't need to tap it. Alright, and then you want to back this pin out about 1/4 of an inch. Alright, that's probably about 1/4 of an inch. Then I'm going to flip the door around. Alright, and this is the top, and I want to put these 2 pins in here. Okay, those are both in. You don't want to hit them too hard. Alright, now we're ready to lift the door into place. Those are in. Alright, now we want to adjust this pin so that it falls into the bottom bracket here. Now we need to square up the door and tighten that screw up there to lock everything into place. So now we want to put the handle on the door. So we need to drill a 3/16 inch hole. We want to find the middle of this. So that is 2 1/4, so 1 1/8. About that way. And then find the middle here. That is 15 3/8. So half of 15 3/8 would be 7 1/2 plus 3/16, which is 7 11/16. Boom, right there. So that's going to be the middle. So I ended up not using the ones from Lowe's because there were a lot of complaints about those. This is the one, the Veranda brand from Home Depot. They are not a sponsor. And I didn't have any concerns about the hardware. I thought that all seemed pretty good. It seems to have gone up pretty easily once I had an appropriately sized door frame. So just some finishing work left to do, and yeah, it's ready for service. So as you can see, I put the molding back up, and I used it to kind of cover up the track a little bit so that you can't see that as much, and I also overlapped with some of the edges so that it makes it a little bit more difficult for Sammy to dig around the corner and open up the door. So if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, and also if you enjoy cat videos, I'm going to put a link to Sammy's channel right here. Thanks for watching. Take care.